Alright, I'm back with another story, and today's story is gonna be about the weirdest kid I've ever met. And once again, we're going back to 8th grade. That year was just crazy, I swear to God. I'm gonna use this kid's real name, obviously, because uh, his family would probably come to my house, stalk me, and figure out like my daily routine, and probably run me over with their car for for how much I'm about to diss him right here. So let's just get right into the story because it's a pretty good one. So when I started 8th grade, there was this kid in my English class, and he like I noted I was like it was like laid out so that the desks were spaced apart like individually at the start of the year at least, and I was sitting behind this kid so I could see everything he was doing on his computer. That is so much courage because bro just never ever did any work during the entire class. Like, I'm not joking here. Like, you think you know that kid who's like kind of a slacker? This kid would intentionally not do his work, and he would just like be playing like some random
Oh my
like
god.
anime games on his
Oh,
computer, like
hell
Genshin
no, man.
Impact
What
or
the
something. I
fuck?
swear to God. But yeah, he was pretty weird for that, and everyone was like, "Bro, why does this kid not get in trouble for not doing his work?" And it was so weird because the teacher never even like tried to like get him to do the work. Well, she kind of did at the beginning, but then she kind of gave up because this kid, I'm telling you, he did nothing the entire year. And I had him in other classes too. This kid never did any work in any class. It wasn't just like it was that one class. Like, he just went to school and then just went to school. He didn't do anything at school. Like, I'm not joking. Yeah, so he was pretty weird for that. And I would always see him like some playing some like weird like anime game like I mentioned earlier. And it was like something like Genshin Impact. I don't think it was Genshin Impact because we had Chromebooks and I don't think you can download anything on them like that. So he was like playing some like online like anime RPG something like that every time. And it was so weird, and there were also rumors of him watching some very special anime in the middle of class, if you know what I mean. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. But that was one thing. So yeah, that was what he was known for a while. At the beginning of the year, just like not doing any of his work at all, like ever. Yeah, so I had this kid fifth period, and I actually the in fifth period, like for like the semester at least, we had our seats, like changed so that they were all in teams, and my seat, of course, was right next to this kid. And keep in mind, me and this kid have never ever talked before. Like, I've seen him, like we know of each other, but I've literally never spoken to him in my entire life. And the first interaction I get is about 2 weeks in. Like I said, he just does no schoolwork. He just sits there and like plays some like weird anime RPG. But yeah, like at like the middle of the semester, like or like when the teacher like towards the end of the year, it was like April, March, and we had like a project to do. It was something about oh yeah, it was something about like the propaganda during the Cold War or something like that. And we had to like do something. I don't really remember it, but yeah, he was you could like it was like one of those ones where you could like choose which one you wanted to do, which is just so annoying because like I don't want to choose what I want to do. Just tell me what I want to do, man. I'm too lazy for that. But yeah, so I chose like some like the one where you had to like type stuff on a computer, like you had to research it because I didn't feel like drawing it. And there was an option where you would draw it. There was an option where you would like take pictures, and there was an option to make a video. And this kid chose the video, which is weird because that's the one that required the most amount of effort. And I was like, why would this kid choose that one? And I was like, okay, well, he probably just chose a random one because it's not like he's gonna do it at all. But for some reason, he actually tried this time. Well, maybe he didn't. I don't know. But yeah, I come into class, and like this is like towards the end of the year. So I come into class, and she's like, "All right, guys, I looked at all of your projects, and I've extended the date to from 2 days from now. Just like make sure to check your email. I'll tell you if like you need to improve it or something, because like a lot of kids like they didn't really get anything done. So yeah, and I didn't get an email, so I was like, all right, cool. I guess I could just like play basket random, like for like 2 hours straight or 1 hour straight during this class period. All right, I'll take that. this kid, I'm gonna give him a name. Let's name him Jared. He seems like a Jared. He didn't. Yeah, this is like a very Jared behavior. So Jared, you know, he opens this email. Well, obviously, I don't know that he opens this email because we're sitting across from each other, but you can imagine he does. And he's like, "Wait, what? Wait, my mom was supposed to turn in. Guys, my mom was supposed to turn in the video. Why didn't she do that?" And the teacher was like, weren't you supposed to turn in the video?" And he's like, "No, it was my mom's job. Why didn't she turn it in? Oh my god, I'm literally gonna kill my mom." Yeah, he was just going on and on like that, stressing out. And like, basically, the teacher was like, "Well, why are you asking your mom to submit the project?" And he's like, "Well, I was the one that filmed it, and my mom, she was supposed to edit it, and my mom was supposed to edit it. It wasn't my job, guys! Guys, it wasn't my job! My mom was supposed to edit the project!" And the teacher was kind of like, your mom wasn't supposed to do any of the work. And he's like, "My mom said she would edit the video. No, man, it wasn't my job. It wasn't my job. My mom was supposed to edit the video. It wasn't my job." It kind of starts like tearing up a little bit. And yeah, and I was just sitting there, and of course you have to chime in, right? Like I get a free period. I don't have to do any work, so I chime in, and I'm like, I chirp like, "Hey," I'm like, uh, "Okay, why are you just like making your mom do all the work for the project?" He's like, "It's not all the work. It was a simple part. All she had to do was edit the video. Oh my god, that wasn't my plan. That wasn't what I was supposed to do. My mom was supposed to do that, guys. Guys. Teacher, give me a good grade." And then the teacher was like, "No, you're gonna have to edit the video yourself. I extended it by 2 days. You should be able to get it done by then." And he just gets so mad at the teacher, and he literally starts cussing at the teacher. He's like, "You shut the up right now! Oh my god! It wasn't my plan. That wasn't my project. That wasn't my project. I wasn't supposed to do that. I wasn't supposed to do that. She was supposed to edit the video. Oh my god!" It just, starts going off again, and I'm like, "Okay, bro, chill out. Maybe you should get your mom to yell at the teacher for you, since you apparently can't do anything yourself." And he just looks at me, and I know he's about to punch me. But the teacher grabs him and I think takes him to like the counselor's office or the principal's office. And yeah, that was pretty much that interaction, down. And after that I was just sitting there and I'm like, what a weird kid, man. Oh my god. Yeah, so anyways, that was like the first, crazy thing he did. He really just started to get restless towards the end of the year. He had a good thing going. None of the teachers cared he didn't do any work. But yeah, he had to ruin it all at the end because in English class we had a project, the Little Rock Nine. Yeah, that was it. We had to make a video about it or something on like some iPads. Oh, I hated those, bro. Like, a little thingy. The iPads suck, bro. Like, who wants to do work on an iPad? Like, literally no one wants to do that. Ain't no one trying to do that right now. So, but anyway, so, but yeah, we had to do a video project for that class, and I wasn't in his group, but he was apparently. You got to choose your own groups, and I was in a group with some of my friends, and he was in a group with some of his quote unquote friends because. Like, this kid didn't really have any friends. Like, not unsurprisingly. I mean, like, this kid had no personality besides, like, he played anime RPGs during class, and he told everyone that his mom was supposed to do the work. And yeah, so this kid, he was working on the project, and of course, like, I don't know why they didn't expect this of him, but of course he wasn't doing any of the work. I mean, big shocker, guys. Like, he's not doing anything for the entire year. And people are asking him, like, "Bro, can you please just do this one slide? It's not that hard. Just look it up and paste the answer." And he's like, "Well, if it's so hard, then why don't you do it?" Guys, it's not my job to do it, okay? Listen, alright, you guys just do the work, alright? Alright, I'm not gonna do jack diddly squat. He didn't say that, but yeah, no one else is allowed to say that but me. But anyway, yeah, so he says that, and then this kid gets really mad, yeah, at Jared, and Jared, he just flies off the handle once again, and he's like, "Okay, all right, bro. if you make me do this right here, if you don't do it for me, then I'm literally gonna punch you in the face. And he, like kind of holds up his fist menacingly. And keep in mind, this kid is like, he's not built like a Jared, like, I don't know, I don't even know what that means, but he's shorter than me, and I'm like like barely 5 foot in ninth grade, and this kid is probably 3 inches shorter than me. But I'm not trying to point fingers at height, but if you're if you're gonna try to punch someone in the face, if you're gonna try to threaten someone, at least have to look menacing. And this kid just stands up because he was taller than this kid sitting down, and this kid was a tall kid. He wasn't like he wasn't like muscular, but he was just tall, and he just stands up, and he's like 2 feet taller than this kid, and, and then the teacher takes him out of the room, and then I guess like he has like a mental breakdown, explosive diarrhea in the counselor's office, and no one sees him for the rest of a few days. He probably got ISS or something like that, but yeah, that was that. And then when he came back, he told everyone that he did that because he has allergic reactions to dye number red 40. And everyone's just like, what are you talking about, bro? The red 40, a dye in foods, does not make you, blame your mom for your social studies project not being done and like threaten to punch someone because they didn't do your work for you on a project that's group work. Like, red 40 does not make you do that. Everyone was basically like that. And he was like, guys, it was the red 40. Do you want me to show the medical records? Do you want me to bring out the medical records, guys? Guys, I literally have certified medical records from the Duke University of Medical, and I'll bring it out. I'll bring it out, man, right now, right now. And everyone's just like, okay, bro, no one cares. Like, you're just weird. And yeah, that basically, like, he wasn't popular before, but like everyone just didn't really think anything of him. But after this point, like, literally no one likes him anymore. Like, everyone's like avoiding him, and it really is just like, for his own good. And like, I I looked it up, and it turns out some people do have a thing with red 40, but I don't think it's an excuse to blame your mom for your social studies project not being done, in my opinion. But anyway, moving on. We're getting to the end of the year, and this at the end of the year is always fun, because like you have your last projects, your last work, and at like the last few days of school, you're not really doing anything. I mean, maybe the science teacher puts on a documentary about dinosaurs or whatever, but you're not really doing that much. Come on, let's be honest here. No one wants to learn. But yeah, anyway, so this is the time when we were gonna do our EOGs. If you're not like from where I am from, then that might sound weird, but it's basically like whatever you like have at the end of your school, where like it's like the massive test at the end of school. It doesn't even affect your grade. It's kind of just like, oh, well, this guy scored a 4, so maybe we should put him in in the higher level math class. Maybe that's not like, it's just basically for that. So just like imagine like all like the basically like the end of year test or whatever, and that's what the EOG is. So they did like a weird thing in in like the gym, um where they had like each classroom, because you took the test like in your homeroom teacher's classroom, and it was so weird because they everyone had to go to the auditorium or like the gym or whatever. That yeah, they had to go to the gym, and they would like have different sections of the gym for like different classes. And of course, me and Jared are in the same homeroom because I had English first period, which is pretty bad. Let me tell you right now, that was not a fun experience anyway, even without Jared. But yeah, well, we were like right next to each other, but yeah, like the whole homeroom is just sitting there, and there's some like kids, and there's some other weird kids. Like maybe I'll make a story about this kid another time. He was pretty weird, but we're gonna call like Jared did have one friend, kind of, or he had two friends. This kid Jared had two friends, and we're gonna call those two friends. We're gonna call them not super important. We're just gonna call them both Jack. I'll probably tell a story about them another time. But anyway, so yeah, that was that, and they Jared, um and the two jacks, they were sitting there and they were playing their Nintendo Switch on the gym floor. And I don't know about you, but the gym floor is like at my school was like the most grotesque, disgusting piece of like anything you could touch. And I don't know why they were playing Nintendo Switch on the gym floor like before we were gonna do the EOGs, but they were. And somebody like accidentally tripped over their Nintendo Switch, like knocking it to the ground for a second. And these kids were like really weird, and they got angry for no reason. And Jack, yeah, one of the Jacks, he's like, "Hey man, you can't do that! Why would you do that? Why would you kick over our Nintendo Switch while we were in the middle of a video game battle?" And then, just kind of yells that in front of the whole cafeteria, and everyone's like, whoa, it's not that deep, it's not that deep. And then he points at me, and he's like, "Oh my god, it was you! You were after us the whole time! You kicked over our Nintendo Switch!" And yeah, they were basically just like yelling at me, and I did not do it, by the way. I just wanted to make that clear. I was not preying on their downfall. I mean, I kind of was, but I didn't kick over their Nintendo Switch, so I'm like, I didn't kick over your Nintendo Switch. I did not do that. And they were basically like, "Alright, well," and then this one kid gets so mad for like no reason at all. After somebody, not me, stumbles over it, like a second time. And I guess this kid was just picking for a fight. Jack was just like picking for a fight because bro just stands up and he has like the angriest look on his face. But it's so funny because this kid is like it's funny because this kid is like the least intimidating person ever. It's Jared, Jack, and the two Jacks are like not intimidating at all whatsoever, like not at all. And um yeah, and then the Jack and the other Jack and Jared try to, because he starts to like charge at me to like fight me, I guess, and I'm just like laughing the whole time, like I'm just standing there laughing because it's like the funniest thing ever. And everyone's just like staring at us. Some people, of course, are like taking videos, but they're just like the camera's, of course, just shaking everywhere and you can't see anything. But yeah, and then the and then the and then the first Jack that stood up, he like the two guys start to hold him back. And like when people are getting held back, they act like they're all tough and they're like flailing around and they're like, "I'm gonna kill you if they stop holding me back, man! You're gonna perish!" And then yeah, he just starts freaking out, and then this kid, he just looks so mad, and he's getting held back by these two kids. And meanwhile, Jared stopped holding him back. It was just this guy, and this guy Jack, he was like a bigger kid, but he wasn't like, he wasn't what's the right, like he wasn't intimidating. He was just like a bigger kid, and he was holding him back, and then Jesus Christ, I can't. And then Jared sneaks around him and literally just like, and he comes up behind me and he just like socks me in the back of the head, and I just stood still, like I did not move a muscle, and this kid just socks me in the back of the head, and then like I just stand there and I'm like, "Did you just hit me?" And like, and this kid looks so mad. He's like, "Yes, I did just hit you. I have won." And then and then it kind of, the fight kind of, or the quote unquote fight kind of dissipates, and then this kid, oh my god, and then this kid he goes back with the other kids to like be held back by that. He got voluntarily held back by the second Jack. And everyone's just standing around laughing because of like how hilarious it is that all these three losers just get so mad for no reason. And it was probably the funniest day ever. But the story does not end, let me tell you. This kid, Jared, was not like, most people in that situation would have been like, "Okay, there's no coming back from this. Like I'm done here. There's no way I'm recovering my reputation." And there was no way anyway because it was like the last 3 days of school. So yeah, you're not gonna recover your reputation from that in that time. So anyway, I like, we start taking the EOGs, cause that all, like, we finally go to the classrooms. And then after the EOG is done, they of course they have to wait for everyone to finish, guys. You can't talk, man. It's so distracting. And then, of course that happens. And then we have to wait for everyone to finish. Of course, there's that one person that's like, I am going to take up all of the time in the world because I need to do well on this EOG to impress my mama and papa at home. I will be going to Harvard in 2 years, guys, ahead of you. Haha. Just one of those kids that takes forever. And yeah, everyone's just like kind of annoyed at him. And then the test finally ends. And we're walking down to like lunch. It was like weird because like after the test, like the test didn't take up the whole day, but then after the test we had like some normal classes where they weren't normal, but we had our classes. So then after that we go down to lunch, and like we're just walking down the stairs, and I'm like making fun of Jared, obviously, because it's just hilarious what he did. And and, and then the teacher literally comes up to me and she's like, listen, you don't have the right to talk about him. Everyone knows what you did. He reported it to me. And I was like, what? Because I thought this whole thing was over. I thought there was no way this day could get any crazier or weirder. And then at lunch, I learned that Jared told the teacher that I punched him. And keep in mind, I didn't say, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna snitch on you. I was not gonna snitch on this kid. I just thought it was funny. But this kid told the teachers that I literally tried to beat him up before class started. And I was just like, oh my god, this guy just cannot accept defeat. So he just had to do that. And I also learned that I'm literally gonna get ISS for this. And I'm like, it's the last few days of school. Why does he have to do that? And I'm like, okay, I gotta settle this. So I talked to the teacher and I told her the side of the story, like what I told you guys. And yeah, that was the story, man. And eventually, I didn't get in trouble, but that kid just never recovered. He wasn't invited to anyone's house during the summer, as you can, probably imagine. And yeah, that was the story. And that was one heck of a ride. That kid was super weird. Let me know if you guys want. No, let me know if you guys want parts 2 and 3 to that, because they're like the two other weird kids I mentioned. They have their own, kind of stories. But yeah, that was pretty much that. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks for the support on the last video. That was a decent amount of views. Good job, guys. Thanks for the views, I guess. And yeah, I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.